Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss about how to use HTTP client, and for that we'll just give an example how to use HTTP client, and for showing its use case we are not actually going to contact some URL or server. We are going to just use local JSON to load data in. Before we begin, right, I just want to give very high level information about what um, wow, this looks like Windows 98. Nice. So just wanted to give a little information about what HTTP client is and what does it do. So basically you have your Angular application or any website you can think about in JavaScript, HTML, whatnot, and this is a cloud. A cloud is basically a computer sitting at a different location and which you can only connect via internet, right? Or maybe you can think about intranet cloud. I'm not so sure that is a thing, but generally cloud is referred to something which is present on internet, which we can contact through, I would say, IP resolution DNS, but I will not go into the details. So your Angular application, generally what it would do is, this isn't running in a browser, right, like Chrome or Safari, and then your the application will make an Ajax call. So at the lowest level, JavaScript level, it's an Ajax call where you request server for some piece of information, and then you make changes in your application to show that piece to user. I can discuss about how we did it earlier. So earlier, before Ajax was a thing, the complete page used to was fetched again from cloud or server. So basically consider you click the button, and when you click the button basically on the screen, like submit button, after if you have filled a form, this would send request to server for a completely different page. That page will be calculated and created in server. That will be in HTML with JavaScript, if there is very minimal JavaScript, and then CSS. Those files will be sent again to browser, and your whole browser would refresh. But I'm not sure if I can increase the size of this thing. No, I can't. So those things have now changed. Instead of sending complete page back, now we can send a small piece of information back from server to UI, and then UI can use JavaScript inside it to render this information and show some useful information to people, right? Now where does HTTP client come in? So Angular uses its own made small, I can say, utility or a small service which you can actually use to call a cloud based computer or any server. Then, so what is the benefit of using HTTP client? Why don't I use JavaScript in this case? The answer is simple. HTTP client is quite easy to use, and one of the things which is it is based upon is observable. So you can just make a call to server, and the information will be returned back to Angular framework will convert it into an observable, and you can utilize that. Now we'll go through observable in another video, how what observable is and how it works. But there's a lot of talking which I've done here. Now let's do some piece of coding. Okay, to do that I will start with some stack bliss, and I will start up something. Just let me delete this, it's not necessary. Right, so as you can see, these are reloading complete page. You can see that. So this is the first case which I told you, when you basically do some operation and the web page, a complete web page is sent back. All right, let's open up an Angular website, Angular project, and then go ahead to create basically let this start. So as you can see, we can just write, instead of name we can just write hello world in this one, and as you say, with this information will be updated here. Hello world. It is compiling and starting the dev server, and take little while. Let me refresh this. So it has not not yet updated it. Just a second. So as you can see, this is saying hello world, right, as you wanted. So if we change the value here to 1, this will change value to hello world 1. Now let's say that I want to make an HTTP call, and if you are a little bit aware of Angular, as I told, HTTP client is a service, so you can import service through constructors. Using constructors, Angular handles the dependency injection. So we'll talk about dependency injection in another video in details. But for now, let's say private HTTP client, right? Just this is the what is the format for writing is basically first you have to write the access modifier, that is we want to keep it private to this TS file, so we wrote private. Then we wrote the variable name, and then we say directly the file which we want to import. Generally this file will be directly imported, but if it is not, don't worry, you can just simply get from HTTP client, and that you can get from at the rate of, since this is an Angular component, so we can, it is there, and there is something called as HTTP, I suppose. No, there's common and then HTTP, right? Instead of HTTP I wrote HTTP, right? Cool. So in this way, the the motive of this video, one of the things which many people might say is that you are having doing so many mistakes in this thing. So this is kind of an view how developer does things. There are mistakes, there are going to be mistakes in this, and I would seriously apologize to you if this is a little bit frustrating, but let's continue. So okay, before we continue, right, about, there is a small bit of thing which I want to say about dependency injection. What happens if I remove private here? Now if I created some method here, private method inside this class, let's say handle click, any name you want to give, right? So we say give some private method, and if I access now HTTP client, you will find that I can't, there is no HTTP client directly or under this dot exist, HTTP client doesn't exist. So generally you know that this dot name would exist, this would not give any error, but this dot HTTP client didn't come. Why? Because name is a property of class. So how come writing private here, what did it do? It is basically a sort form. So basically what you are trying to do is you are writing this HTTP client as an HTTP client thing in this, and then you have to write this dot HTTP client equals to HTTP client which has been injected in constructor. So instead of writing these 3 lines, now you can basically access HTTP client normally, right? There is no error, as this dot name didn't have any error. So instead of writing this line again at this place again inside constructor, what Angular or TypeScript these guys have done is to make this simple. You just write a private here and you're all set. Anyways, continuing. So generally what people would do is when you write get, you would write some URL inside this, and it would hit that URL and get some information out of it. So let's find some URL to get information. Just HTTP API. We are just writing some request bin. We are opening some soap thing. Okay, so this is just not that thing. Postman free fake HTTP. So I guess this should work. Let's see. Try it. So we can simply call this guy to get some information, and yeah, 1 second. So we can then simply do subscribe, as I told you. Now HTTP client on HTTP client is provided by Angular. We are doing one kind of operation on that. If you go inside this HTTP client, I don't think you can go inside in here, But let's open a studio code to see this example once again. So if you open any of these things and you go to HTTP client, so we'll open as a basically a service which I already created some time back. So just a second. So you can basically go to get call, which is, there are multiple calls of types of call you can do. There is get, then there is post, then there is put. Let me see outline of this class. And then there are so many types of requests you can make, so many types of deletes you can do, so many types of gets you can do, so many types of head you can do, options call you can do, patch call you can do, post call you can do, put call you can do. So this is just an overview. There are a lot of types of HTTP calls that can be done. We'll not go into those details, that is out of scope for this video, but yeah, you can do a lot of things. Get is something very simple. As you type stackbliss.com, it's basically a get call. Generally we would use get and post in combination. Post calls are something when you submit a form, you want to do post call. But when you want to open a website or just get some basic information, you do a get call. After you have done this complete get call, you, Angular returns a observable out of it. If you go and click on get, again, so sorry about that. If you go ahead and click on get, what you will see is it returns an observable out of it, right? So this get call will return an observable, and that's what we are subscribing to on this next line. And inside subscribe is basically, it takes a function as a parameter. It takes actually three functions that is overloaded. So if you, I don't have subscribe here, hold on. So we can go to get, and then we can go to observable, and then we can see about subscribe. So subscribe can take an observable like a partial observable, which is basically a function. If you go ahead and see, this is a function which has interface of next, error, and complete. So not to complicate that much, keeping it simple, you have to basically write a function inside this, and I am writing right now a kind of arrow function inside this. You can even write different kinds of functions. So if arrow function has this format, right? So arrow function will, you can write parameters inside this. If there are multiple, you can write comma separated parameters, and then you write arrow, and then you write the code block which you want to execute for this function, right? So we got some data, and right now we'll simply do console.log that data, right? And instead of handle click, we'll do something like, okay, let's keep it handle click, I don't care. This dot handle click. So as you can see, there are some errors in this one. Let's see first one of them. So basically it is saying that there is an error. Now for dependency injection to work, for HTTP client to come into your project, or for Angular to understand how to inject it in constructor, you need to declare that you are going to use HTTP client in some piece of your code. Where do you do those things? That is in an Angular module. I think you guys know that mostly. Sorry if I am repeating those, but just to keep it simple, just to explain each part of it, I am explaining these all things. So we'll say HTTP client module. I'm not so sure what is the name of this. Let me first import it. So generally imports are done in sections. As you can see, you should, this is a good practice, not necessary, but a good practice to keep these two things separate. So we'll say HTTP client module from the Angular common HTTP, right? And that's it. We got our information, and we got information from server. As you can see, we had printed this user ID details and other things. So if I want, I can simply set the name of this dot name equals to data dot title. So you can see object. So it is saying that title doesn't exist on that. If you have not given any type of information which is going to come from server, it will assign it a generate object. Object is different from any. There are types in TypeScript. There is one type is called any, one type is called um, object and stuff. So any, when you declare something as any, it can be anything from string to number to any complicated object, anything of like that. But when something is an object, just an object, in strict terms, you cannot have any property assigned to it by default. Alright, so this is our function. If we, and you can see the title has now changed. Now we'll do one more thing to keep it very clear. We'll set this time again. We'll write a arrow function just to be shown. So we are writing set timeout, which executes after some time, and this takes second parameter in milliseconds. How much time, after how much time you want to execute this function. So I'll put this inside this name, and now this will have world1 for a while, and then it will change to an autumn things. And even if you want, we can do a lot of things to showcase, but this is how we do an HTTP call. Now how do we do dummy information? For that, first thing we should do is create a new folder in src. And what do I mean by dummy, by the way? So now we are making call to internet and then getting some information out of it. Why to do that round trip? What if I can simply load this object locally and make a call to local computer only and get this information? It's not that we are creating server and we are going to call something else, but what if we can create a kind of a dummy response in our Angular project and just show information from that? That's what short circuiting is. Basically, you are not calling the server, you are getting information from your local system and showing it. So let's say this is dummy response.json, right? And we'll open that, and we'll just put this object inside this. So since this is a JSON file, if you guys are aware of it, you have to write inside this inverted commas, right? And just a second. So you have to write inside inverted commas, and you have to write commas inside that. That's it. So we are ready with our JSON. Now we'll save this file and all of those files basically. And instead of calling HTTP server and whole thing, we can just call asset/dummy response.json. That's it. That's all we have to do. Alright, we'll remove set timeout, and that's it. We have to do done. So now we are not making call to an internet service. We are simply loading the information present in our JSON file. That's it. So that solves our today's problem, and we'll see you again for tomorrow. Thank you for joining in.